Are we ready?
We're ready.
Okay.
We'll call the meeting for Plan Commission to order for August 18, 2022. We start roll call, please.
Mr. Cox?
Here.
Mr. Crompton?
Here.
Mr. Heath?
Here.
Mr. Kella?
Here.
Mr. Perez?
Here.
Ms. Rohr? Here. Mr. Wunderlich?
Here.
Mr. Dillon?
Here. Any questions on the previous minutes? Do we have a motion for approval?
So moved. Second.
Roll call.
Mr. Crompton?
Aye.
Mr. Heath?
Aye.
Mr. Kella?
Aye.
Mr. Perez?
Aye.
Ms. Rohr?
Abstain.
Mr. Wunderlich?
Yes.
Mr. Cox?
Aye.
Mr. Dillon?
Aye. We got Jim.
First order of business is citizens to be heard on agenda items. This section is for anyone wanting to speak regarding items listed on the agenda. You can speak at this time, but also be aware that you can speak when this case is called. Is there anyone that wants to speak on agenda items here? Seeing none at this time. Next order of business is old business for public hearing. We have one. A722, annexation of 2618 South Chicago Street, classification I-1 zoning, and approval of an annexation agreement. Under special information, the petitioner, Opus Development LLC, is requesting approval of this annexation, zoning and agreement. The developer intends to construct 2 industrial warehouses at some point, but the petitioner is requesting that this item be tabled to the September 15th, 2022 Plan Commission meeting to allow time to further study potential traffic impacts that may occur because of the proposed development. Staff supports this request, and we ask that the Plan Commission table this.
Can I have a motion to be tabled for A-7-22?
Move to table.
Second.
Roll call.
Mr. Heath?
Aye.
Mr. Kella?
Aye.
Mr. Perez?
Aye.
Ms. Rohr?
Aye.
Mr. Wunderlich?
Aye.
Mr. Cox?
Aye.
Mr. Crompton?
Aye.
Mr. Dillon?
Aye.
Next order of business is old business. We have none. Next order of business is new business for public hearings. We have P722, preliminary plat of re-subdivision of Lot 2, Timber Point Plan Unit Development, and FP622, final plat of re-subdivision of Lot 2, Timber Point Plan Unit Development. Under general information, the applicant is Tallgrass Estates LLC, Edward Maddox. Status of applicant is the owner and developer. The requested action is approval of a preliminary plat and final plat. Purpose is to allow the continued development of a residential plan unit development. Existing zoning is R4 multifamily residential. Location is southeast corner of McDonough Street and the southeast frontage road. Size is 12.65 acres. Existing land use is multifamily residential, and that's under development. Surrounding land use and zoning is City of Joliet R4 multifamily to the north with residential uses. To the south is unincorporated Will County A1 Ag, undeveloped. To the east is the same. To the west is unincorporated Will County R3, single-family residence, and there's a residential use there. Under site history, the Timber Point preliminary and final planning and development were approved by City Council in September 2019. A site and grading permit was approved in 2020 to allow work to begin on the development. A record plat of Timber Point was approved in March 2021. The development is currently under construction with 3 buildings at or near completion. Existing zoning is R4. The approved PUD for Timber Point subdivision consists of 120 rental townhouses units on 3 lots. Lot 2, the subject of this re-subdivision request, contains all 8 of the townhouse buildings and the common area. Lot 1 of the original PUD includes the city site storm water management pond, and Lot 3 contains 3.5 acres of open land that may be developed in the future. Under special information, the petitioner, Tallgrass Estates LLC, seeks approval of a re-subdivision of Lot 2 of Timber Point Plan Unit Development. Re-subdivision creates a total of 9 lots within the original Lot 2, with a separate lot for each proposed building and 1 lot containing the private road and common area. Lots 1 through 8 each contain 1 building and their associated garages and parking areas. Lot 9 contains Timber Point Boulevard, a private road, and the common area, which includes the proposed clubhouse. The developer wishes to have each building on its own lot in order to more easily secure financing and insurance for the buildings. There are no changes to the proposed location or number of buildings or units. Timber Point Boulevard remains a private road to be maintained by the future management company. There are no new roadways or new engineering created with these plats. Public improvement requirements for the entire subdivision were previously established with the Timber Point record plat. Water and sewer connection fees, school donation fees, and development impact fees will be required, and that concludes our staff report.
Thank you, Jim. Do we have the petitioner on hand? You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
I do. Joe Hammer, Rudiger Tonelli and Associates, representing Tallgrass, re-subdivision Lot 2. As Jim stated, no new improvements here, just creating lots so that the developer can finance and attain insurance appropriately for multiple buildings under different situations for construction and completion as he moves forward.
Okay.
If there's any questions, be willing to.
Any questions from any commissioners, comments?
Question.
Go ahead.
The builder would be Maddox?
Yes, it is.
I could be wrong, but was there some questions with the building inspection department on some of Maddox's buildings in this area before?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay.
As far as I know, he's good with us.
Okay, that's fine.
Is there any comment or question from the citizens? Okay, I just have one question for you, Jim. I saw on the screen, you have P-7-22 and FP-6-22, but I saw RP-822, but it's not on the paperwork.
No, you don't see recording plats. So he filed for all three case numbers, so I think.
Okay, just wanna make
that-
sure.
That was on there.
Okay.
That's how it will go to city council, so,
Okay.
yeah.
So I get a motion for P-7-22 and FP-6-22.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call?
Mr. Kella?
Aye.
Mr. Perez?
Aye.
Ms. Rohr?
Aye.
Mr. Wunderlich?
Aye.
Mr. Cox?
Aye.
Mr. Crompton?
Aye.
Mr. Heath?
Aye.
Mr. Dillon?
Aye.
Thank you.
Under new business on the agenda, SN 122, street name change for Hollywood Road, I-80 to Route 6, South Vetter Road, Schweitzer Road to Center Point Way, Baseline Road, Center Point Way to Elwood Village limits to Humboldt Road. Under general information, the applicant is City of Joliet. Status of applicant, we are the owner of that right-of-way. Requested action is street name changes. Purpose for greater clarity and ease of navigation. The existing zoning adjacent to the zoning is comprised of the following. In that section of Hollywood Road, I-80 to Route 6. To the north is B3, I-2 to the south, I-2 to the east, B3 and I-1 and A1 County to the west. South Vetter Road, Schweitzer Road to Center Point Way. To the north is ITC. To the south is I-2 and ITC. To the east is ITC. To the west is ITC, I-1 and A1 County. Baseline Road, Center Point Way to Elwood Village limits. To the north is ITC and A1 County. To the south is Elwood Village limits. To the east is ITC and to the west is I-2. The location again is Hollywood Road, I-80 to Route 6. South Vetter Road, Schweitzer Road to Center Point Way. Baseline Road, Center Point Way to Elwood Village limits. And the right-of-way size is approximately 15,440 linear feet. Existing land use, they are arterial roads. Surrounding land use and zoning, I think is very similar to what we read before, but to the Hollywood Road, I-80 to the Route 6 section is industrial commercial, B3. To the south is industrial, I-2. To the east is industrial woodlands, I-2. To the east, industrial forest preserve, B3 and I-1 in A1 County. South Vedder Road, Schweitzer Road to Center Point Way to the north is undeveloped industrial ITC, to the south is industrial I2 and ITC, to the east is industrial rural residential ITC, to the west is undeveloped industrial rural residential ITC, I1, A1, and county. Baseline Road, Center Point Way to Elwood Village limits, to the north is undeveloped industrial ITC and A1 county, to the south is Elwood Village limits. To the east is industrial ITC and to the west is industrial I2. Under site history, in 2016, the city entered into an intergovernmental agreement with the state of Illinois and the Department of Transportation for improvements to Hollywood Humboldt Road from US Route 6 to Interstate 80. The planned improvements from the agreement align with the current Humboldt Road extension bridge between US Route 6 and South Vedder Road. This extension has been under construction since March 2020. Figure 1 below shows an approximate location of the Humboldt Road extension. Once construction of the bridge is completed in 2023, the resulting road corridor would change names 3 different times within a 4-mile stretch. Proposed street name change to Humboldt Road would provide more consistency with the naming scheme within the new corridor. Under special information, the city of Joliet is requesting that the street names Hollywood Road between I-80 and Route 6, South Vedder Road between Schweitzer Road and Center Point Way, and Baseline Road between Center Point Way and Elwood Village limits be changed to Humboldt Road to provide a more consistent road name throughout the newly established Humboldt Road corridor. All the roadway segments are under the jurisdiction of City of Joliet. Maps of the 3 corridors affected by this name change have been included in the staff report, and then that concludes our staff report.
Thank you, Jim. Are there any comments or questions from any of the commissioners?
Question for Jim, this is only from 80 south.
Yes.
Okay, so it's not gonna affect JJC at all?
No, that's already Humboldt Road, so.
Okay.
Any comments or questions from any of the citizens? Seeing none, do we have an approval for the SN 1-22?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Perez.
Aye.
Ms. Rohr. Aye. Mr. Wunderlich.
Aye.
Mr. Cox.
Aye.
Mr. Crompton.
Aye.
Mr. Heath.
Aye.
Mr. Kella.
Aye.
Mr. Dillon.
Aye.
And this will go for further approval to the city council on September 19th and 20th. Next agenda item is old new business, not for final action or recommendation. We have none. Next item is public comments. This section is for anyone wanting to speak regarding non-agenda items and are allowed a maximum of 4 minutes. Is there anyone that would like to speak on non-agenda items? Seeing none, then you can adjourn if that is your
Well-
choice.
Any other things? So I've got a motion for adjournment.
Motion. Second.
Third.
All those in favor say aye. Oh, you got,
Aye.
Aye.
you got something? Wait.
What?
Question. We have a house on.
You come up to the mic so we can hear you, please.
Not used to all this legal stuff. But, we own a house on Laura Avenue in Shorewood. And we got this flyer in the mail some time ago. And it's circled an area to where something's gonna happen. And I was just wondering what?
I could take a look at that. You know, the meeting's adjourned, so, I'll help them out.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passed. Thanks.
So this